Hello, my name is Icarus, and we'll be reading Sin in Space together. Or, I'll be reading it to you. There's some things you should know about this book before we begin. It was written in 1952, first of all. Its original title was The Mars Child. It was later republished in 1961 by Galaxy Press, or Galaxy Prize Selection, whatever, under the name Sin in Space. So it wasn't originally, supposed to be a bodice strip or science fiction. The second thing you should know is that Cyril Judd, the author, is not actually one person, but instead two. It is Cyril M. Kornbluth and Judith Merrill. Both were really rather impressive figures in science fiction in the 1950s. Cyril Kornbluth was a friend of Isaac Asimov's. He published a lot of short stories. And Judith Merrill was one of the founding mothers of science fiction. She was one of the first women to really push science fiction for women. She brought Doctor Who to Canada. They both have pretty interesting wiki entries. Just go around, spend some time checking them out. That brings me to the rather unpleasant part about this book. It is from 1952. And because it's from 1952, it's incredibly sexist. And there's really no point in sugarcoating that. It's hella sexist. There's also a little bit of racism. There's a little bit of ableism. There's a lot of othering. There's some parts I'm going to be skipping because they include racial slurs. There's abortions, there's baby kidnapping, there's drug trafficking, and really I'll be warning you at the start of chapters if any chapters contain this so that you can avoid them if that is a trigger that you have. But, in spite of all this, the book is kind of interesting in that I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be talking about a communist colony on Mars. And not in a negative way. And that's kind of weird for 1952. That could really fuck up your life writing a book like that. Yeah. So, I guess I should mention I will be using a voice modulating software. It's called morphVOX. You can buy it on Steam. Links will be underneath the thingy here. Because I'm incredibly paranoid about people stopping me on the street. Anyway, paranoia aside, terrible dated problems with the book aside, two authors aside, we're going to be reading this. And I hope you'll enjoy it more than I did.